there, and welcome to the little apartment on the prairie. I thought today I'd do kind of a Q&A. I did a frequently asked question video a little while ago, and I'll put the link to that down in the description. It's been quite a while. But I get some questions that people have asked, and certain questions that I get asked kind of a lot, so I thought I'd just answer some of those. I probably won't get, I've got 5 questions, and I probably won't get through all of them right now. I'll film part of this another time because I'm waiting for my neighbor to get home and we're going fishing. But I thought while I was waiting, I could answer a question or two. Here's Whiskers. And the first question that people have asked me is, how many pets do I have? I have 3. One is the Whisker cat you see right here. Isaac, bring your Kong, I'll give you a treat. One is the Whisker cat that you see right here. You see her in a lot of my videos. Well, you see all my animals in a lot of my videos. Whiskers and Sassy are both plain old domestic short hair cats. I've had Whiskers for, I don't know, 4 years now. I think she's about 6 years old. I was trying to help. She belonged to the mother of a friend of mine who wanted to rehome her because she was peeing outside the litter box. And I offered to help find her a new home. That home was not supposed to be with me, but as it turned out, she wanted to live with me. She liked it with me very much. She wanted to live with me. There goes Sassy. She wanted to live with me and Isaac very much. She didn't want to have any other cats. She said she wanted to be the only cat. But about a year ago, this little tiny kitten named Sassy followed me home while I was walking Isaac. And I tried very hard to find where she lived. She stayed in my bathroom for a few days while I searched for her home. I knocked on every door on the street where I found her. I printed up flyers with her picture on it and put them at the post office, at the gas station, at the 2 veterinarians' offices here in town. Also put them on the veterinarians' Facebook pages, put one on the sheriff's Facebook page. Tried really hard to find where she belonged and couldn't. And then a neighbor was going to adopt her, and that for a while, one of my neighbors and we kind of shared custody of the cat, and then she ended up being mine. And Isaac is a 10-year-old yellow Labrador Retriever. Well, he's going to be 10 this winter. And he's also my service dog. And I had him before I had anyone else. He liked cats. I had another cat when I first got Isaac, but she's passed away before we got Whiskers. And Isaac liked her, but she did not like him. So then we got Whiskers, who likes Isaac a lot, and Isaac tolerates her. And Isaac doesn't like Sassy at all. Sassy loves Isaac. Sassy loves Whiskers. She thinks they're both her friends. She doesn't know neither of them really care for her. I'd say Whiskers puts up with her, and Isaac kind of dislikes her. But, I mean, he's really nice to her. He doesn't, he lets her take food away from him. Actually, he's scared of cats. Whiskers intimidated him. He didn't used to be, but Whiskers taught him that cats are the boss, and the dogs must obey the cats. So question number 2 is, you said Isaac is retired now. What does that mean exactly? So Isaac is a service dog. He's now a retired service dog. But I did a video about Isaac being my service dog and what things he does for me. He helps me with my post-traumatic stress disorder. Or he's trained to help with my post-traumatic stress disorder. And he's also trained to help with some physical issues I have. I have some problems with my back. I've got degenerative disc disease, and it's aggravated by bending over to pick things up. And at times when it's really bad, I can't bend over, like to pick something up off the floor. Like, I just can't. But most of the time I can, but if I do it a lot, it aggravates my back. And then I have a lot of pain, and then I'm more likely to become unable to pick things up. So anyway, Isaac is trained to pick things up for me. There's Whiskers. Yeah, I know. You think this is your time for attention. So anyway, being retired means he doesn't work anymore. He's still trained. It's like if you retired from your job, you wouldn't forget how to do your job. You just wouldn't go to work and do it anymore. Isaac was retired from public access, meaning he didn't go places with me, about a year ago because he just didn't like to anymore. It was very clear when I would take him, say, to the grocery store with me, he did not look happy. He looked like he was not enjoying himself. It was just obvious to look at him. And I don't know why, except he was older and he didn't like to do it anymore. So I didn't ask him to do it anymore. But he still did things at home, like get clothes out of the dryer for me if I'm drying my laundry, or pick up things off the floor. And I haven't been asking him to do those things for me for the last few weeks because he was diagnosed recently with arthritis in his hips and it was causing him a lot of pain. So I was, letting him take it easy because of his pain. Once he's feeling better, he may do some things for me at home if he wants to, but if he indicates that he really doesn't want to pick up things off the floor or get clothes out of the dryer, then he doesn't have to do that either. He can just be retired and be a dog and do things he likes to do, like roll in stinky stuff and sniff things and pee on bushes. I don't know. But it basically means he's not working for me as a service dog anymore. Question 3 is, will you get another service dog? And I've been asked that a lot ever since Isaac retired from public access. Probably someday, probably not as long as I still have Isaac. And Isaac's going to stay with me until he dies. Sometimes people, when a service dog retires and they need to get another service dog, sometimes if they're not able to keep 2 dogs or care for 2 dogs for whatever reason, they rehome the retired service dog. And I'm not criticizing anyone who does that, but I feel too close to Isaac and I couldn't do that. Isaac would probably be happy. Isaac loves everybody. He probably wouldn't. That would be a lot harder on me than it would be on Isaac, but I just feel like it's not fair to Isaac. And Isaac's here for however many years he has left. Hopefully it's a long time. And the cost of caring for 2 dogs is a lot, especially now that Isaac's, on medication for his arthritis and stuff. That's going to be a monthly bill that I didn't have before. And I'm going to come up with that money, and I'm going to provide that for Isaac. But anyway, at this point right now, I'm not going to get another dog. Sassy, let him get his toy. She's like keeping him from getting his toy. So for right now, I'm not getting another service dog. I probably won't as long as I still have Isaac, but I might again in the future. Isaac, it has been really helpful having one. Alright, I am back. Had a lovely time fishing. I'm going to finish. I've got 2 more questions here. So question number 4 was, you've mentioned you're a vegetarian. What do you eat? So the short answer to that is anything but meat. But usually when people ask that, they kind of mean like, do you eat eggs? Do you eat dairy products? How do you get your protein? Stuff like that. So I do eat eggs occasionally. I'm more likely to use them in baking than to just eat an egg, but I do eat them sometimes. And I buy eggs from a local farm where they've got happy free-range chickens. And I do eat dairy products. I normally buy milk from a local farm as well. I get raw milk, and I think I did a video on that, and I'll put a link to that down in the description if I can find it. And but lately they've been giving out milk at the food pantry, so since I'm getting that, I'm using it. But normally I buy milk from a local farm where I can see the cows and that kind of stuff. I really like yogurt and cheese, love cheese. There are lots of good reasons not to eat any animal products, which is what they call vegan, but I love dairy products, and I have lots of excuses of why I eat them. But anyway, in addition to the occasional egg and some dairy products, I eat beans, I eat nuts and nut butters. I'm not a big fan of peanut butter, but I eat it sometimes because I tend to get a lot of it from the food pantry. I really love almond butter. Not a big fan of sunflower butter. It's okay, I'll eat it. But almond butter is my favorite. And then, of course, I also eat I eat some seeds like chia seeds. I like pumpkin seeds in the fall. I usually buy a few pumpkins and roast pumpkin seeds. And then, of course, I eat bread. I make my own homemade sourdough bread. I eat vegetables. I eat fruits. And I drink a lot of coffee, which has nothing to do with being a vegetarian. All right, and the last question is, why do you feed your dog meat if you're a vegetarian? And that's because he's a dog. For those who don't know, my dog is on a raw food diet. 80% of his diet consists of muscle meat, 10% is bone, 5% is liver, and 5% is another organ like kidney. But, you know, he also gets some fruits or vegetables with his meals, mainly because he's on a diet and he likes to eat a lot. Bring me your Kong. Now he's saying, hey, I need a treat in my Kong. Sassy, let him get his toy. Man, she's a brat. So, anyway, he's on a diet and he likes to eat a lot, so he gets some vegetables or some fruit with his meal, which just makes it, you know, makes it bigger, gives him more to eat without a lot of calories. But anyway, about 2 years ago, I switched him to the raw food diet. He used to be on a dry dog food, just, you know, kibble. And he had developed pancreatitis and had some health problems, and so I switched him to a raw diet, and it seemed to make a big improvement in his health. But even, you know, if you buy dog food, it's got meat in it. It just doesn't, you know, kibble doesn't look like meat, but there's meat in it. But he's a dog. He needs meat. Most of his diet is supposed to consist of meat. That's what he eats. And cats are pretty much all carnivores. They eat all meat, even in cat food, except for Sassy, who is weird. And she will eat, I swear, she will eat watermelon. She will eat tomatoes. She eats green beans. She eats carrots. She loves beets. This cat, she ate a big hunk of cantaloupe that she stole off my table when I was slicing a cantaloupe. She also ate a big hunk of the cantaloupe guts. I was going to save the seeds, so I had the, you know, the stringy inside bits with the seeds in a bowl. She helped herself to a big glob of it and ate it. She is a strange cat. But anyway, you know, cats and dogs are supposed to eat meat. If, you know, sometimes I think I should get a nice iguana or something that's a vegetarian. But, you know, if you're going to have an animal that eats meat, that needs to eat meat, you got to feed him meat even if you're a vegetarian. I don't need to eat meat. I don't like to eat meat. I can be perfectly healthy without eating meat. But my dog can't. And my dog loves to eat meat. And I find it very disgusting to have to handle raw meat for him and cutting up stuff like organs. My God, do you know how disgusting a beef spleen is? It's like a bloody sponge. It's just so gross. And my dog loves it. And I love my dog, and I'm going to feed him the best diet I can. And so that's why he eats meat, even though I'm a vegetarian. If you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments. I try to respond to comments as much as possible, and definitely answer any questions people leave me in the comments. But I'll do another one of these videos if I get a lot of comments again, or a lot of questions, you know, questions that people ask a lot. So, man, Isaac, he acts like he's starving. All right, so that's it for today. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Everybody have a great day.